Hi, I'm Jo Clairvoyant. I'm going to talk today about a really painful subject. And as a psychic, as a medium, we get questions, okay? And the question that is so painful to family and to friends is about suicide. And I think the first thing that anybody who's had either a friend, a partner, a relative, somebody close to them that has committed suicide, the first question they ask is their soul going to be okay? Because obviously we live in a predominantly Christian society, and the doctrine that's sort of taught through Christian ways is that if you commit suicide, your soul can't rise. Well, let me assure you first and foremost that that's just not true. I've connected with quite a few people, or a lot of people that have committed suicide, and there's no difference with how they link in to how somebody links in who has passed through natural causes or has passed through a disease or whatever situation. So I really first and foremost want to explain to you, or I want to try and reassure you, that if you've lost someone that you love, their soul is around you. And I think the other thing that I want to sort of say is that a lot of people blame themselves. They think, well, if I'd gone to that person's house that day, or if I'd done this, or if I'd done that. We have a time that we have already chosen on our timeline. As human beings, we choose when we're going to pass, and it's a deal between us and our maker. It's got nothing to do with anyone else. So it wouldn't have mattered if you turned up with a bouquet of flowers, a hamper of the best food in the world, and it wouldn't have mattered what you'd done. If that person that you love was going to be at that point that they were going to take their own life, that would happen. I personally have PTSD, and at the time when I was really bad with it, I can remember planning to kill myself. And it's not about the people around you, it's not about your family, okay? The pain within is so strong, so overwhelming, that you just want it to end. And this is no reflection on anyone, okay? I can remember having a brilliant telephone conversation with a friend, laughing and chatting, putting the phone down, and within seconds, even as I was ending the call, I felt myself drop. And it's like you just drop into this very dark place, and nothing can touch you. And I'm going to be really honest. The only way that you can get out is partly yourself, but partly, I think, things happen, maybe spirit or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, if it is your time to go, you will go, okay? I wanted to sort of talk on two sides of the coin. One being suicidal, and I planned it. I had decided that I was going to drive a car into a wall, and then I was trying to work out how fast I'd have to drive the car to make sure that I did the job properly, and how was I going to be sure that there would be no one else around, because I didn't want to hurt anyone else. And there was a lot of things in my head, and it was a place that I went back to. I didn't tell anyone that I was suicidal. Basically because of other pressures that were going on, and that's another story. But the thing that I know, having been there, is it wouldn't have mattered what had been said or what had been done at the moments when I hit rock bottom, okay? And this is the same for anybody who has committed suicide. The truth of the matter is that usually, as I say, the pain, when you have PTSD, the pain is absolutely overwhelming, okay? And we're learning more and more about trauma. and we're understanding more about trauma. I mean, I've worked through my stuff within reason, and I'm now doing work around trauma, but that's because I feel that I've come from a major understanding. But coming back to the suicide side of things, okay, the other factor is, and I know something else that relatives ask is, you know, did they suffer? And I've seen this in suicide, and I've seen it in long-term illness. What actually happens is the soul leaves the body, and so very often the soul's gone, the soul's left the body, so there isn't a conscious awareness of what's going on. Okay, so my answer would be, within reason, most of the time people don't suffer, although you would look at the body and you would think that the body was suffering. The soul has left the body. Okay, I mean, I've seen it with long-term people when they've been long-term, they've had a long-term illness, and it might be a week before they pass, their soul leaves their body. Okay, it varies. Everybody's journey is different, but the most important thing that I think is, I want to convey to people, to families, to people that are struggling with the fact that they've had someone close to them commit suicide. They are okay on the other side. They come back, they're around you, and there was nothing that you could have done to have changed that situation. Okay, it's all about circumstances. It's all about, it's between the person and the maker. Okay, so that is really, really important for you to know. Just that, you know, they love you, but the truth of the matter is, when it's someone's time to go, it's their time to go. And this is also why people, I've done readings for people, and I've said to them, I know you're suicidal, but you're not going to kill yourself. But what you will do is you're going to hurt your body. So you can jump out of a 70-story window, you will fall onto a patio or something, and you might break every bone in your body, but you're not going to die. And because it's not your time to go. So, you know, this is a big thing for understanding. And also, in the nicest possible way, I would say to anybody, if you're struggling, and you feel suicidal and you feel low, the Samaritans are there for you. I originally trained with the Samaritans, and there are other suicide and depression groups. Okay, you can't rely on friends and family. It isn't fair on them to put on them, because in the nicest possible way, even if a member of your family is a trained counsellor, it's very difficult to work with someone who is family who you love. Okay. Sorry. The message of this film is, first and foremost, that if you're a relative of someone that's passed, one, they're okay. They pass over. Okay. Secondly, there's nothing that you could have done that would have changed it. Okay. It was meant to be. It was preordained to happen at that time. Okay. And, you know, I always get amazing messages from people that have passed over. Well, and we get amazing messages in general, but the love that comes through from people that have passed over is always amazing. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. Lots of love. I'm a medium, so if you need to connect, then you're welcome to contact me. That's jo.com. Sorry, listen to me. JoClairvoyant.net. That's my website. And Jo Clairvoyant Writer likes page on Facebook. Take care of yourselves. And lots of love to you. and I hope that this has been of some comfort to you. Big hugs, lots of love. Bye.